Hello, I'm Adam Wilde, and this is Sport Today, live from the BBC Sports Centre. Coming up on the programme.
Let's get the latest from Adam Wilde at Royal Portrush. Adam.
Yeah, beautiful blue skies here on the Causeway coast of Northern Ireland. Lovely sunshine, but don't be fooled, conditions are particularly tricky. Just by reaching the final, Salford have upset the game's established order. That order has now been at least partially restored. St Helens have been the best team all year round. They've now proved that on the game's biggest stage. It was a quite astonishing innings. It dominates many of the back pages of the papers this morning. Let's just take a look at some of them. This is the Mirror. I can handle rough stuff.
So Castleford leave here bitterly disappointed. They say there is no substitute for experience. Leeds have proved that. They are Super League champions once more.
And so a grand final fairy tale finish for the Wigan Warriors as they say goodbye to some of their biggest names. They finish on the ultimate high. Super League champions again.
All the sport now on Afternoon Live with Adam.
Carrie, it's been a short but quite extraordinary day's cricket at Lord's. Remember, yesterday was abandoned due to those thunderstorms. Today, well, there's been a lightning-fast finish.
This weekend, Serbia will make rugby league history. Adam Wilde has been finding out more.
Rugby league in Serbia has had a difficult past. Introduced back in the 1950s, it was effectively banned by the 1960s, and it wasn't until the turn of the century that clubs started reappearing here in Belgrade. If it's been a difficult past, then this feels like perhaps one step towards the future.
Adam Wilde is pitchside at Wembley for us and can tell us why, Adam.
Sarah, yeah, a real sense of anticipation building up here in and around Wembley. As you say, a potential for a little bit of rugby league history this afternoon. And so after 122 years, the Catalan Dragons have done what was once unthinkable. They'll now head back to the south of France with British Rugby League's most famous prize. And so finally, success for Warrington, long-awaited, hard-earned. They came here as slight underdogs. They leave as Challenge Cup winners.
Israel Folau, the most controversial signing, and he's about to make his debut.
Yeah, Simon, no doubt about his talent. He is, on his day, one of the very best rugby players of either code in the world, Israel Folau. It's his views that have come to dominate the headlines over the past year or so. And so for Wales, a third consecutive defeat. England take the Triple Crown and keep alive their hopes of winning this year's Six Nations. But it is a tournament that faces an uncertain conclusion, and no one is quite sure how, and indeed when, it's actually going to end. As we know, Italy is the European country most affected by the virus. More than 3,000 people infected there. Now, crucially, last night, the Italian government said that all sporting events, including lights of Serie A football matches, would not be open to the public.
So, Adam, what kind of impact is this postponement going to have on both clubs and also the Premier League?
Yeah, Jane, as you say, this is certainly a significant development, certainly for the Premier League, being as it is the first game, not just in the Premier League, but in the UK, to be affected in such a significant way as to be postponed. This began when Arsenal played Olympiacos, the Greek side, in the Europa League a fortnight ago. Now, the Olympiacos owner, Evangelos Marinakis, he subsequently tested positive for coronavirus. For Salford to make it to Wembley is a huge achievement, but in this tumultuous year, for the sport to make it this far has taken a huge effort as well. But for all the multi-million-pound government loans, the postponements, the bio-bubbles, the excitement of the Cup comes with a hint of regret that the fans won't be there to cheer them on.
The impact of coronavirus, it's hitting sports still, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yesterday we were talking about the impact of the Chinese Grand Prix being postponed and whether indeed it was going to be feasible to have one this year at all. Today, more disruption to the sporting calendar. The World Rugby 7 Series is the latest sports event to be hit by the outbreak. The first rounds are all at the home of Leeds Rhinos, Headingley Stadium. The games themselves will also look a little different. To mitigate risk to players, there are changes to the rules, measures to speed things up. And for the time being, no scrums. You can get all the latest sports news at our website. That's bbc.com/sport. But from me, Adam Wilde, and the rest of the team, that is your Thursday Sport Briefing.